Hello everybody, this is Jose again. Today I'm going to talk to you about the game I ran yesterday for the Curse of the Pharaoh, or the Curse of the Mummy, in truth and name. Basically, let me set the campaign setting for you. I've taken the Ravenloft campaign setup that Wizards has just recently put out, married it to some of their older items when they were TSR, along with some of their more recent Ravenloft, and taken bits and pieces from here and there and created a quasi world of the undead for them to flesh out. Undead are all over the place. I've even created a few occasional distinct monsters that have more of a first edition Fiend Folio feel to them, as well as taking a zombie and giving it new flesh in a sort of way by making them sand zombies that come up out of the ground and grab a hold of you and try to drag you under. Their attacks are basically grappling attacks to try to get control of you and bring you under the sand, with all of the bonuses and the benefits of being a zombie in 5th edition. You can imagine if you roll low enough and get them down, they can stand right back up and come get you again. Just a mechanical thing for you there. It was interesting yesterday, during our game. I had originally planned for a total of a maximum 4 encounters, but due to 3 brand new individuals coming and joining us, and the 2 hours that it took for them to create their characters, because they wanted to optimize their characters. They're coming from a Pathfinder background, so they really had the first time they played 5th edition, they had an issue with trying to create the character that they truly wanted to play, because they didn't have as many options as they do in Pathfinder and in the current 5th edition game of Dungeons and Dragons. It was interesting. They did get past the first two, and they've had reinforcements coming their way, as a skeletal army has come to assist them. Skeletal army, you say? Aren't those the bad guys? Well, yes and no. The background to the story that they're in is based on a little bit of a homebrew, well, a great deal of homebrew that I have as far as what I think monsters are truly should be like, especially the undead. I feel that in the case of this particular part of this world that they're in, which is a lot like ancient Egypt, where only a few monuments or large buildings are above the sand, everything else is below the sand, including the town that they're currently walking through. The backstory I have is that this particular pharaoh, I'll name him later on. I'm still trying to figure out the names to give them when they finally meet them. They're just ambiguous figureheads for now. Wanted to live forever. And it wasn't just a tomb that he wanted. He literally wanted to live forever. To that purpose, he was experimenting with ways of increasing the lifespan. And he started with his own children, ending up mummifying his 3 children. His wife was away on a trip to another part of their domain, and once she came back, she found out what he had done. And she was totally opposed to this. Especially the fact that he killed her 3 children, 2 daughters and a little son, the heir. So there's been a conflict going on from the beginning of this tale, some 3,020 years in the past, to currently, when they arrived 3,000 years after the total destruction of the land around them and the covering it by the sands of the desert, being brought on by the mummy's curse. The adventurers are currently in the employ of the female pharaoh, the female queen, who has granted them information and requested that they help ending the curse, knowing full well what will happen to her if the curse is totally and obliterated. Between her and another mummified druid that is an ally of the party, they have come to learn that some of the skeletal creatures are actually allied with the queen, some are allied with the king. Mummies are generally allied with the king, out of total control. And then there's other undeads, including zombies and ghouls. They haven't met the ghouls yet, but they're out there. They're out there and waiting for the party. I'm hoping that I get them through the entire curse within the next 3 or 4 months so that they can go on to my next stage. I'll put a video out on the reason why I want them to progress to the second stage. Hint, it's waterborne. We'll see how it goes there. And I also have some fiend folio monsters to throw them from under the waves, if you know what I mean. That's about it. It went well yesterday. I was hoping to do videos where each of the characters would give their name, how long they've been playing Dungeons and Dragons or Pathfinder, whatever role-playing game they've played before, and describe their characters, go into their roles. So with that, my name is Jose Suarez, and I'm the Dungeon Master. It's a total homebrew world. They're currently between 5th and 7th level, most of the players in the game. Some are close to 8th. They will be dealing with undead unstoppingly coming at them in waves. Some will be simple takedowns, others will be quite difficult. For instance, a ghost that can possess you and turn one of your best fighters in the group against you. They had to deal with that encounter yesterday, and they barely survived. 2 of the characters haven't been taken down to 0 hit points, and if it wasn't for our brave little gnome cleric who brought them both back from the dead, also one of the druids assisted, it would have been a very, very sad day for our barbarian and one of our 2 halfling assassins. Yes, I have 2 halfling assassins. Their backstories are going to be interesting. Stay tuned for those. With that, thank you so much for your time. Again, Jose Suarez. If you like this video, want to learn more about the campaign as it goes, please subscribe, like, comment as freely as you want to comment on this. I would love to hear some critiques, things that I need to do better as I produce. This is, again, only my 2nd video for this channel, and I want to get better. I want to be able to do what my original video said, which is update every member of my parties and the 2 games that I run as to what's going on if they don't show up and play the game. Time will tell how successful I am. I hope that you will all take the time to learn about the site. Those of you that are subscribed, that are players of the game, pay attention to what's going on so far, and we'll go from there. Thank you much. Have a good day.